Okay, welcome back to a new video. So today we're gonna be making like a moody R&B Brent Faiyaz kind of beat. I just made this today. It's super fire. It's got some cool elements in it. So yeah, let's get into it. So I don't usually do this, but I started off with a bass. Oh no, I was struggling to make some shit, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna start with a bass, see what happens. So this Contact Rickenbacker bass, and I laid out this little progression. So in the C2 range, I did this little, it's like a scrape, yeah, like a little scrape. Pretty simple little progression really. So I did this bias effects amp and a Pro Q3 just to cut out some of the lows, and it sounds like this. Another thing I did with the bass was I shifted it back, so it pushes it back, it offsets it a bit. It's not hitting directly on, it just gives it more of a natural feel. So next I used this pad from the Loophole kit. Shout out to Eli and the guys that made that, super fire. I'll leave a link in the description, definitely go buy that. It's like got really good sounds, you can just click, use straight away, you don't have to fuck with them. Yeah, definitely recommend that. I just laid these chords down with these like top notes as well. It sounds like this. And then with the effects, so I've just the delay, EQ, like quite a heavy reverb and a compressor just to make it tighter, and that sounds like this. So with the bass, I did those notes that go down. I wanted to really emphasize that with another instrument, so I added this again from the Loophole kit in Analog Lab. Some keys from the Mellotron. So together with the bass, it sounds like this. And then I just added like quite a heavy delay, EQ, cassette, the crushed preset, so like it just gives it more of a crunch and it makes it stand out more. And it sounds like this. So next I'm going to move on to the drums. I really wanted to do some like different drums, or some drums that sounded more like natural and realistic. So I started off with this snare. Simple, no effects. Then this hi-hat. It's like a realistic sounding hi-hat. Just messed around with the velocity, taken a few notes out, so it sounds like this. And I've also shifted that back quite a bit, so it sounds really natural. It gives a cool bounce. Then a kick. A little roll at the end. I like to do that. It has a cool texture, especially if you bring the velocity down. Also did a clap behind one of the snares, just for a bit of differentiation. Another thing I've been doing lately is like doing reverse basses and shit like that. So I got this bass, reversed it, shortened the length a little bit, and then just put it at the end so it builds up and then it goes back in and it hits with the bass, the original bass at the beginning of the loop. See, just like little things like that is gonna make your beat stand out. So far, altogether, it sounds like this. That's a really good bass for a beat, but I wanted to add some extra textures and different sections and shit, so I brought it into pattern mode, and I found like a couple of loops. One's more like an actual like percussion loop that's like sticks on tempo, and one is just like, it's not got any sort of rhythm or anything, it's just there in the background giving like a cool texture. I need to bring out like the high end and feel the high end of the beat. Just EQ'd out the lows, EQ'd out the highs. And then this, it's like a, I don't know, it's just ambient noise. I really like the texture of it, so I dragged it in and added it to the beat. Put some reverb on, and then pan man, so it's going from side to side, it's panning. And then all together with the drums and the pad and all that shit, it sounds like this. In a lot of Brent Faiyaz music, he uses his own voice as like part of the beat, part of the instrument, like he samples himself and shit like that. So obviously I'm not Brent Faiyaz, I don't have Brent Faiyaz with me, but I thought, okay, I'm gonna try and use my voice to create like a B section that totally flips the vibe of the beat. So I recorded like quite a few vocals, like layers on top of each other, and I even did like a whistle. So we'll start with the whistle actually. Let's start. This is the first thing I did. So cut the highs and lows, lots of reverb, lots of delay, and again the crush preset on cassette. It makes it sound like a flute or something. So then I did these vocals here. They sound like this without anything on, just auto-tune. EQ, cut the lows and highs, reverb, delay, sounds like this. And then we've got this vocal. And finally I've done this layer. I've panned it to the left, so there's one on the right, one on the left. You know, just gives like stereo image. Like Brent does that a lot with his like vocals. Like he has loads of stacks and loads of layers all panned and shit that gives a really full body to the vocal mix. So I want it to be like out of the way, so the eyes can still sing on it. So I pitched it all the way down, 12 semitones. I've added a kickstart, which makes it pulse, EQ, the lows and the highs, reverb, lots of delay as well, and it sounds like this. And then I've done a high one, so I've just cloned it, pitched it all the way up, as you can see, and done tremolo control, so it's going from side to side, reverb, delay, EQ, really just the same stuff. I really wanted to, like, with this part section, I wanted to change the whole vibe of the beat. It was quite like a moody one. I wanted to make it like really dark. I don't know, just to switch it up. So this is the bass. It's just like a normal synth bass. So we're in G minor. I've made sure that I've done the last note of the bass line as the fifth of the key. So this basically means that it's going to resolve back to the G, because we've done like completely different chords and different bass line. When I'm transitioning back to the original part of the beat, I want to make sure it sounds right. So I've used the fifth. The fifth always resolves to the root note of the key. But yeah, honestly, that's the whole beat. It's quite like a complex one for me. Normally I don't do this much to a beat, but I really wanted to, you know, like Brent's music is very detailed and there's lots of little things going on, so I wanted to make sure, you know, I paid homage to that. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the beat, and I'll see you next time.